on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Alaja Nima Akashat Zabiri.
Good morning.
I'm
living up now. Yesterday, someone said I was dull. So
yes, you looked a bit dull yesterday.
Yeah, I was really worried. I cried till morning. I was worried about my relative who was a bit under the weather. But I'm grateful to God because
person is better now.
Thank
you.
Oh, we're good.
We'll perfect it.
Good, in a good place. So my fight is still with that Orele market. The level of waste management there is terrible. Every morning I have to pass by that place and the gutter is full. And we're in a rainy season. They are giving flood warnings. The Iyoloja of the market up near, is it adjacent now? Because it's on this side of the road. Where there's a road, so it's opposite the police station at Orele market. Orele bus stop. Please, somebody should do something about. And maybe they should just even check all the gutters, the drainages across the
That's
state.
local government work.
It's local government too.
Yeah.
And the honorable member representing them in the House of Assembly in Lagos. Everybody's sleeping. And those people are continuously mounting waste. They're generating so much waste.
The markets themselves are human beings and adults. They should take responsibility.
Just so annoying.
We're all pointing fingers. There are people there.
The government's present to also regulate how it's been done, because people always take matters into their own hands.
Those markets are under the local government, just as
Simple.
you said. So local governments go there, they get their rates from them. So local government
should regulate it. Hello, Mariam Longe.
Hello,
I love this hair
Mariah.
on you. Suits you so well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hi.
I'm doing well. I have this terrible cold. Last night I couldn't sleep properly. You know, one thing with cold is when you're about to sleep, that's when it chokes you, like you cannot breathe. So I'm struggling with that. That's it. Just struggling with breathing, really. And I'm hoping to get better. So I'm doing lemon and, just trying to boost my immunity.
I'll give you ginger.
Ginger, right? The real ginger, or this new ginger that we have that doesn't seem to have any of the properties of our regular ginger. It's much more...
Bigger?
It's bigger, but then it's not as hot and spicy as our regular ginger. There's so many other things too that has come to my attention. I'm like, oh, okay, this may be the new GMO product that they've been
Hello, Tokwe Makodzige, how are you?
Boiling, grateful. What happened yesterday? Oh yeah, we had my usual office meetings on Mondays, and then I did a stunt. Wema Bank is amazing right now. I have an account officer that goes above and beyond. Real one, thumbs up to you. Like, he went from his branches on the island, went to Solo to pick up my card for me and brought it to my office yesterday. I was like, no, off my heart. There's another bank I was hailing before, but these guys have taken over. I really love the service. It's easy for you it's not your business, but when you put your go out of your way to serve, you will always come back to you. Might not be at the time when you expect it, but I'm really grateful for that real one. Then another bank, maybe it's a former staff or current staff, sent me a message that he needs money. I'm like, yeah. Again, like, okay, is it the same bank that I use? Like, I came to meet you. I met him in the banking hall. We exchanged numbers because I was following up on something, and then he's sending me a message that he needs money. I'm wondering. Okay. I have to get back to my office yesterday and tell my office, like, see, nobody should go and beg any clients for money, because it doesn't about you alone. It speaks bad on the brand. This thing that we just feel, if I need money, I think this woman has money, let me ask her. You only got my contact because you work in a bank. You don't have a right to now use that information to come and beg. I shall pull the ear of my staff to beg them. I beg. You have customers
also
abroad.
Just check that is the person,
I'm
not
begging.
a scam.
It's the person. Because I said, what? I apologize. I'm so sorry, man.
Imagine, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's part of the bad behavior. We need a full season on bad behavior. Like, we need to have the various examples, because some people don't even know what must I did. They just like, I'm taking my shot, I'm shooting my shots. I never know, maybe like, also they'll pray the night before.
There's something that they say,
close God brings to their mind.
What's that prayer? They say, closed mouth doesn't get something. That's what they
so you pray. I mean, I've been in a supermarket trying to buy plantain chips, and someone will just come, thank you, Jesus. I prayed last night. I prayed. Yes, I have seen Rayo. Oh, Father. And they start scabash me. And right my prayer, I'm still wondering, okay. And I was going, Father, I thank you. I'm so grateful I met you. I was thinking, I was wondering myself, Father, Lord, what is all this violence now? What is all this one? We're not finished all this someone. I'm like, I'm sorry.
The one I can't stand is those children, surely at Alaki.
Those that beg the children.
You see those children who approach you as you drop from a private or public bus or come to the windows of your car. Government, please do something. Yeah. They are so open, they are so at risk, and the parents will be sitting somewhere exposing, you know, it just breaks my heart. Okay. It's always selfish.
Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. EFCC detains Istanbul over suspicious withdrawal of 189 billion naira. Unruly passenger remanded in Kirikiri. Killing of 5 Al Jazeera journalists by Israeli forces takes toll to 238. NCC precludes its CEOs from taking appointments with telcos. Ogun government, Daniel Rao over land escalates. Federal government reconstitutes board of FCC and HYREP, that's High Rep. 5 arraigned over 2022 Owo Catholic Church terror attack. And 1.91 million people apply for 30,000 jobs in paramilitary agencies. Which story are we taking?
Okay, I have the NCC story. So the Nigerian Communications Commission has introduced strict corporate governance rules that restricts, now, under these new rules, their chairman, executive vice chairman, and board commissioners, both executive and non-executive, are now barred from taking any position with any of the licensed telecom companies until they've retired, they've stepped down for at least 5 years. For not at least, how do I put it? Minimum of 5 years. So they can be off the NCC for more than 5 years, but until then, they must not take up any position with any of their licenses as MD or CEO of any of those companies. Also, the directors of departments at the NCC also have a 3-year period of waiting before they can take any job with any of the licenses under the commission's service. And they explain that this is, of course, to strengthen internal checks within the companies. And so they are prohibiting MDs and board chairmen and their vice chairmen from doing such. Also, no more than 2 members of the same family can sit on the board of any of the licenses at the same time. So, for instance, an Otedola and an Otedola cannot sit on the board of an MTN or Glo or a...
It's the Glo that it's Glo that has family members.
So this is just, to sanitize and put some sense into things.
The federal government yesterday arraigned 5 men before a federal high court in Abuja over their alleged involvement in the June 5th, 2022 attack on St. Francis Catholic Church or Ondo State. I remember that year when that church was attacked by unknown gunmen. So the 5 people who have been arraigned are Idris Abdul Malik Omeza, who's 25-year-old, Al Qasim Idris, 20, Jamiu Abdul Malik, 26, Abdul Halim Idris, 25, and Momo Otuho Abubakar, 47. If we remember, it was such a sad incident. Over 40 people were said to have died in that attack, over 100 sustained injuries. So these 5 have been arraigned on a 9-count terrorism charge by the DSS. and they said that they're accusing them of being members of Al-Shabaab terrorist group with a cell in Nkoyi, and that also they have been alleged to have carried out that attack in furtherance of their religious ideology. But they pleaded not guilty, and when the charge was read to them, they've been asked to be remanded in prison until, you know, they start to hear their case. But their lawyer also said that they had been locked up since 2022. They have not been given access to their family members or lawyers in that period, and has asked that the, you know, court give them access. And they've been, so from now they've been given access to their lawyers and their family members. I took the story because I thought it was something, you know, that maybe they had finally sentenced them, but it looks like it's just beginning. And since they have pleaded not guilty, it looks like this is going to be a very long case. Hope the DSS has enough investigations to, you know, support
okay, so I have the
detainment.
Paramilitary agencies. So according to the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services, they said a total of 1.91 million job seekers applied for the various positions in the paramilitary agencies in the country. According to the data available yesterday, the board's recruitment website, they said that there were only 30,000 available positions and 1.91 million people applied. I mean, Kogi State had the highest application, over 116,000, followed by Kaduna, Benue, Kwara, Nasarawa, and other states. Plateau, Osun, then Taraba. Very minimal states in other regions. But interestingly, I mean, 1.9, that's quite indicative of the amount of people who are
plenty now,
looking for jobs.
Approximately 250 million people.
Just 30,000 openings.
And we graduate at least 3 million annually. So
really sad. Okay.
Yeah, so I have the story of the journalists that were killed in Gaza. There's global outrage over the fact that 5 journalists were killed in Gaza in a targeted attack that the Israeli army has taken responsibility for. The Israeli army said that one of the main person they were targeting, Anas al-Sharif, who is a public face of Al Jazeera in Gaza and has been reporting on what is going on there. They accused him of being part of Hamas, and that he's in a cell with Hamas that attacked that attacked Israel. And so they made the allegation. Al Jazeera denied, he denied, but he was attacked and he was killed. It was along with a few other colleagues. Said the strike happened on Sunday at 11:22. Another journalist with The Guardian was actually in his own tent. All of these tents are together, journalist tents opposite the hospital, and he said he just finished recording his bulletin and he saw it happen. Even a shrapnel hit his phone. He went outside and saw that they had died immediately upon impacts. They said that the number of journalists that have been attacked and killed in this Gaza war, that is more than those that were killed in World War I and World War II. All journalists combined killed just within this place. Al Jazeera, of course, has come out to say that it is a desperate attempt to silence voices in anticipation of the occupation of Gaza, and that many journalists, even the Guardian guy that survived, said he's going home. Many journalists are now, that the surviving ones are like leaving the field to go home. So people will not get the true report of what is happening in Gaza. He said despite all the threats that, one person said she will stay on ground, and despite all the threat that this man had received, he said his life was in danger. He actually even did a report saying that he's most likely going to be bombed and killed, but I was still going to stay on ground to ensure that the stories of people that were suffering in Gaza got heard. And finally, he lost his life on that journey, as well as his 4 other colleagues who were all bombed.
Yeah, so rest in peace. I mean, this is, I know there are quite a number of protests going around the world against what Israel is doing, and there are lots of people who are speaking up, and I think it's important that more voices speak up. Especially now that journalists are involved, it's important that more people come out to speak against this gruesome murder of journalists. Let's take the Punch very quickly. Panic in ADC as EFCC goes after key members. Government warns 3,598 workers of dismissal, orders fresh verification. FG generates 5.21 trillion naira from oil sales in Q1. Inspector General extends tinted glass permit enforcement to October 2nd. Picture story here. Customs intercept 10 billion naira worth of arms and expired drugs. Ibom ex-passengers remand ignites selective justice uproar. 5-phase trial over 2022 Owo church terror attack. And Ogun removes demolition seal as Daniel threatens Abiodun with lawsuit.
The Nigeria Customs Service on Monday said it intercepted 16 containers carrying contrabands, including arms and expired pharmaceuticals. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, said that they had received credible information that a 40-foot container was coming in, and they jointly examined it with the NCS as well as NDLEA. They said initially the containers was cleared, after they had looked at it, it was cleared. But then they did a secondary search. And this search by these two agencies revealed the concealment of 202 cans of Colorado Loud, and that is Canadian drugs. And each of the cans weighed 500 grams, and the total seizure involved 101 kilograms. They said the intelligence available suggested that it's not only about drugs in the container. And they said they had followed the advice of CAC that deployed some scanners, and so that's how they were able to scan these containers and then reveal what it is that they had hidden in them.
Okay, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Imagine a country with over 320 languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? Where we get a common language, where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self, and every person waiting for street. That's now why we dey introduce to 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Waiting Day, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere, so Bobo. This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Aww.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
If God be your papa, why you not gonna make Yanga?
How do I holla?
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go hear.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
This is not just the round table. This is the Black Table.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Any other story in Punch? Who has a story?
Okay, so I have the civil servants. According to the federal government, they're warning the 3,598 civil servants who missed the 2021 verification exercise to appear for what they call a re-verification. Failure to do so means that you have it's evidence that you are holding a fake appointment letter, and so they issued notice that they will start a re-verification for those who missed the 2021 verification exercise starting August 18th. That is next Monday to the 28th of August, next Thursday, 2 Thursdays after. So the various ministries and government agencies, including the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Defense, Works, Justice, Information, Science and Technology, Aviation, Finance, Interior, and the State House should do the needful. And the documents that they are required to bring to site are, they should first of all check their names on the website of the Federal Civil Service, Office of the Head of Service, and on the notice boards in their various ministries, and they are required to come with original and photocopies of their appointment letters, promotion letters, Gazette of Appointment, confirmation, Gazette of Appointment and confirmation, staff change letters, and the July 2025 IPPIS pay slip. That's all.
That's cleaning up the system, I see.
Yes, cleaning up the system, and it's important.
Okay. So I have the story of there's been a bit of drama in my state, Ogun State, between the governor and the former governor, and the former governor, Linda Daniels, had already released his media aide, Steve Oluyide, had made a press release yesterday about concerning the fact that they had pasted this demolition notice on his house at Oludero Court, which is in Shagamu GRA, and that he had called on the governor. He had even said he was going to sue the governor to court and called on the president to caution the governor to leave his house as well as businesses, because the notice was on the house, his private residence in Shagamu, as well as Conference Hotel Limited and the hotel annex in Shagamu. Well, the update is that the Ogun State government has on Monday, that same Monday, removed the notice that was placed on his gate. So that should bring a bit of calm within the state. The government has said that the audit was to pave way for the state's urban renewal project, which is meant to be part of the GRA Ibara, Abeokuta, and now extended to GRA, Ijebu-Ode, and Shagam. The commissioner for fiscal plan and urban development, and all of them had said that they were trying to sanitize the area. But like, this is a known house. It's not even a house. It is a known palace belonging to the former governor of the state. So putting that there just shows that there's obviously a rift between the current governor and the former governor of the state.
Or is the system working? Because every day we're asking for system to work. When system works, it's because of they don't like each other. It's a witch hunting. You know, this country is a very difficult country to govern. Yeah, at what point do we now believe it's the system that is working?
Okay, no wahala.
No, I'm just asking because
who knows?
Moving on to Daily Sun,
only the two individuals know.
If we want system to work, they say they are fighting. ADC EFCC fight over intimidation allegation. Nigerian doctors in diaspora rise National Assembly, and Tinubu over rising wave of sudden deaths. Ibom Air saga, unruly female passenger gets flight ban for life, docked, remanded in prison. DSS arraigns 5 for terrorism over the Owo Church massacre. Flood sweeps away 150 million naira in Ikorodu fish farms. Panel probes Bobrisky's preferential treatment in prison. Okay, which story?
Okay, so I have the foreign doctors or medical doctors, Nigerian doctors in diaspora. They wrote to the National Assembly as well as the president, asking the president to what they call contingency fund, to set aside a special contingency fund for citizens with chronic conditions. So they said there's been a rising number of ailments and what they call slum and die. So sudden death happening unexplainably across the country. So these are doctors who practice in the US, the United Kingdom, Nigeria, and other African or Asian countries. And their head is Dr. Feyitayo Akorede, who is a neurosurgeon. He says that the recent survey has shown a disturbing trend of slum and die incidents affecting all ages, I'm not talking about doctors alone, and all professions, both globally and in Nigeria. And they're asking that at least there should be some kind of fund that will give people, some access to certain care. They said they are concerned about these numbers, and there's a growing rate of undiagnosed heart conditions, extreme stress, the alarming increase in chronic diseases such as diabetes, stroke, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, arthritis, asthma, chronic back pain, chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and substance abuse across the country. There should be a fund to assist in the research as well as treatment of this, because some of them, for lack of funds, will just, sit in their house or, remain in such a condition, and then you hear certain sudden death. That slum and die thing is something I witnessed in the hospital. I think the doctors are overstressed. Sometimes they work. One just went into the call room, and then the next morning, because he was Muslim, they were just wheeling him straight to Janaza, and a lot of things like that. They should have it for different professions. Also, private sector companies should have such funds to check, periodically compel checks, including mental health, like they do in TVC.
Any other story in Daily Sun? Okay, moving on.
Oh
now.
yeah, I have a story. I thought I was enjoying the. No, it was still in Punch. No, Sun. Panel on Bobrisky. So this is a particular story, the controversy that was ignited by Mr. Okuneye Idris Olanrewaju, popularly known as Bobrisky, concerning his preferential treatment in prison. This investigative panel was set up by the Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubunmi Tujojo, with the intention of probing the veracity of the claims that were made, not just about Bobrisky, but also about the correctional facility itself, the cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment against inmates and at the correctional facility. So the panel was supposed to review. They said they are also going to be ensuring compliance with international human rights standard and good orientation practice, providing enabling platform for implementation of non-custodial treatments, and enhancing the focus on correction and promoting reformation and rehabilitation. So the result from the panel is also to ascertain the fact that they said there were some issues in Kuje prison, the Kuje Post-Torture Center, and the fact that they said there were officers threatened and defrauded some inmates. So they are going to be getting this information. One of the things, whenever they do investigation, I'm always appealing to Nigerians is, if you have any case against anybody, anybody that is involved in criminal activities within the prison, step up to the panel and give witness, because sometimes we talk about it behind the scene. Oh, the prison is corrupt, but you don't give evidence when they are doing investigation. It goes unchecked, and we can stop and curb these issues if people step out and give
I have to wrap up now, but there's a story that caught my attention, because Donald Trump is supposed to meet with Vladimir Putin on, I think, this Friday in Alaska. So according to the report, Russia had occupied quite a big portion of Ukraine, and Trump is promising that he's going to try to get back some of those territory for Ukraine. He and Russian president are due to talk in Alaska at the end of the week. Trump claimed that he would know within 2 minutes if Putin is going to be ready, there will be progress in this conversation. He said Friday will be a fill-out meeting, aimed at urging Putin to end the war, suggesting he may view summit as just an initial encounter. So he's going to try to help Ukraine to get that territory back. Yeah, you know, he's
Trump to the rescue, hero, our superhero.
Yes, so hero of modern history. That's all we can take on Paper Review. When we come back, we believe we have some friends from LAMATA. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will
I'm
be right back.
Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone. No matter where I am, it's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amakora Kwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to our hacker. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
This is not just the round table. This is the Black Table.
This is the Black Table, where real men speak the truth about the world we live in, the games we play, the power we chase, and the women who shake it off. Unfiltered.
There's this entitlement to choice.
Unapologetic.
There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society.
Unafraid.
In my practice, I found that sometimes the woman is saying honey, but you are hearing monkey.
Sports, politics, culture, women, and what it means to be a man in today's world. No scripts, no safe zones, just grown conversations. So pull up a chair if you're built for it. This is the Black Table.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show to speak on how LAMATA's bold steps to redefine Lagos transportation system is the Managing Director of LAMATA herself, Engineer Abimbola Akinjo. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
So when you think Lagos, you think transportation, you think traffic, you think
Traffic.
bus distance. How do we get from point A to point B? And we know there's been a lot of work that's been done so far. You've been on our show before, where you kind of shared the plans for Lagos State. It's been 20 years right now of the infrastructure in Lagos State. And can you just give us some kind of understanding of what the vision was, where it was, and where you're going to right now? Let's just in a nutshell.
Okay, so thank you very much, and good morning, ladies. Thank you very much for having me. So I think for LAMATA, or what is the vision, we should start from the beginning. And the beginning is that Lagos State, through LAMATA, created a strategic transport master plan. So that sort of creates the template upon which any development will happen in Lagos. And in fairness to Lagos, we have followed that. So that template speaks of rail systems, 6 of them. It speaks of BRT systems. It speaks of the same quality bus corridors that we're talking about. So it speaks of a public transport system that ensures that you and I will be comfortable to take that transport, knowing fully well that I'll be catered for from point A to point B without needing to take my car. The vision is to, you spoke about Lagos, you said traffic,
yes.
congestion. So the vision is to ensure that we do something about that.
Let me rephrase my question before the ladies jump in, because growing up, I remember Mulwe, right? And I was there when Fashale came with all these breaking the roads into 2 and wondering, what is he doing? BRT lanes. Then they're bringing in new buses. Like, oh, there is air conditioning on the buses. And then those buses began to dilapidate. And we're thinking, okay, can they maintain this? And then we have private sector coming in to have other versions to add to the bus. And then we saw that. And then we were promised that new buses were at the ports, that they will be put into the market. For whatever reason, we didn't see that. Now, when you came in, you shared with us that, okay, we're now going to have the Korokwe buses came in after a while, and they were supposed to convert that also. I think they called them last
mile buses.
Yes. So we want to understand, so we've seen the progress, but we'd like to have an idea, what's the next phase?
Okay. So thank you. Like you say, you've seen the progress. Those buses came, the ones that were at the ports, they actually function now in Lagos. They're the high-capacity buses that you see. The progress is that we will continue to put out infrastructure to support public transport. And that infrastructure is the implementation of more BRT routes, the implementation of quality bus corridors that we're about to talk about, and the implementation of rail lines. So we have new buses, we're working with private sector, and continually they're putting new buses into the system. It is the growth of numbers of buses that will ensure that public transport becomes a natural choice for all of us. So there will be, in terms of infrastructure development, new bus routes, BRT routes, new quality bus routes. There'll be bus terminals, bus depots. There'll be rail lines. There'll be rail infrastructure. Interchanges. All of those things go toward providing public transport infrastructure that will make public transport easy for you and I to utilize.
Let's break down what quality bus corridor means. Does it just mean, you know, the BRT lane or the new bus interchange that is at Oshodi, the one that is being constructed at Mount?
Okay.
And sorry, I can't continue. Okay.
So, quality bus corridors. I think the first thing is to understand that in Lagos there is a hierarchy of bus systems. So we have BRT. Those ones sit on dedicated lanes. So you will see the buses, the lanes are dedicated, and they are the only ones supposed to be traveling on that route. Quality bus corridors are routes that we have understood within our studies are pertinent and quite important to public transport, to transportation, movement of people. Now, what we are now doing is quality bus corridors will be routes that buses will travel in mixed traffic, but they will have priorities, say at traffic lights. We will create infrastructure to ensure that people feel comfortable. So it's not that the bus will stop by the side of the road and you can drop. There will now be bus stops, there will be laybys, and when the bus gets to a traffic light system, those systems will be wired they'll be configured such that they will recognize that a bus is waiting, and it will allow It will give priority to that bus to move. So it is the whole concept of the quality bus corridor. Whilst I do not have a dedicated lane, I have the buses traveling in mixed traffic, but I am also recognizing that public transport is priority, and so therefore I'm giving them priority.
Sorry, for me it sounds very complicated, but if you help break it down, because I'm thinking BRT lane, that is dedicated bus lane, and so of course I can see how it's easier for them, how it works. But if I'm in traffic, like it normally happens, okay, coming to work, Adeniji Adele is my route, and then we join at Marina, and there are buses as well as regular cars, and I'm wondering how that will work if we stop at a lane, if we're at a traffic light stop, and I have buses in between regular private cars. How would that work?
Okay, so it is about configuring your traffic management system.
Okay.
It will, when the buses get close to it, there's a certain distance that the systems designers will identify that there is a bus. When the bus gets to that distance, the traffic light is configured to recognize it. And within so many seconds, it will release traffic in that direction and allow the bus to go past.
So how do the private cars understand what role does it play? Do we just get fined because they struggle with them? Because
no, you won't get fined.
So how does it work? How does the private car owner know?
The private car owner doesn't have to do anything. You are in a queue. You will just realize that.
Yeah. So you move faster because there are buses
there. You will just realize that the traffic light allows you to go, and you will follow the same route, and there is no fine, no nothing. And everybody moves, and the bus is let go. So it's about tinkering with that traffic light system.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about the average commuter. How would this impact on their lives? You know, we've always had issues concerning disabilities. People have complained. There's been protests concerning the fact that they are not considered enough when we're making these changes. So my question would be that, what tangible changes are we going to see? How would it impact on persons living with disabilities? And are we also, because mainly I heard QBC, I just felt, oh, okay, so they're separating the touch areas. These are quality bus commute. So what will now happen to the low-income areas? Because obviously there are some areas that you don't see any of the cleaner, you don't see any of the cleaner buses. So but I'm happy that you've already broken down that it's not really about the area, but still, how are they going to be covered, the low-income areas, people that are having disabilities, and more importantly, general commuters?
Okay, so the first thing is, in defining or identifying the quality bus corridors, it's about where is it that there are more commuters. So that's the priority. It's about where do people travel? What are the routes that people go? That's part of the study that informed the identification of the quality bus corridors. Now, when it comes to passengers, I think it's the same thing that Lagos has been doing. It is in the specification of the buses that you cater to the physically challenged or the mobility impaired. You need to be able to ensure they can board the buses. And so you will see that a number of the new buses that we have, you can actually wheel onto the buses. And that's the most important thing, access. Granting access to everybody. And it's an ongoing process for Lagos. It's progress that is continuing. We're ensuring that the buses that we bring on board will give you access, whether you are physically impaired or not. And that's the same thing world over. The ability to wheel yourself onto the buses. The buses also have dedicated spaces where persons with wheelchair can sit. It also tells us, and this is about the people, it also tells us that there are priority seats. It is for the people on the bus. Having been told time and time again that when you see someone who needs it, please give it up.
Yes.
I mean, I remember when I was in the car accident in 1998, I was on a wheelchair, and I'll be my brother, all his job is just to wheel me to the bus stop. My job is to get on the bus, I wheel myself in the bus, I stay there, I get down, and because I was in the student government, somebody was always waiting for me at the bus, so I called them up, and they picked me at the bus and wheeled me to class. So I had no help. I had to just wheel. So I get that. It's important that those buses are accessible for people to be able. There's a question that I wanted to ask you concerning working with Lagos Traffic Management authorities. But let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue that conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless.
I'm
Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amakora Akwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from...
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the MD of LAMATA with us. How is LAMATA working with other management of traffic management authorities in building these projects? Because it's one thing for LAMATA to have a vision, and that thing for other sister agencies to be aligned and work in cohesion with what you're doing. So how are you working with them?
Okay, so thank you very much for that. For LAMATA, part of what we must do as we're developing the project, part of what we must do is to develop a traffic management plan for the duration of the construction. And that traffic management plan must involve LASMA. The good thing is we're all part of one happy transportation family. So in the in working with the contractor, we work also with the traffic management planners, those who look after the traffic. So they must deliver a traffic management plan, show when they need access to certain areas, and we work with LASMA to ensure that they control traffic to provide some level of sanity during construction to ease traffic. So LASMA works with us.
You keep saying construction, but earlier you said that it's nothing, we're not building anything because it's just the configuration of the cameras.
Oh, no,
so what parts?
They're building.
Lay-bys. Okay,
we're building,
we already have lay-bys now.
Not enough. We're building bus stops, we're building lay-bys, we're building bus depots, we're building bus terminals. The whole vision is connectivity. So we need to have depots, we need to have terminals.
Depots are where the buses stay.
Overnight.
So terminals are
where they come and do business. So you come, board buses there. Depots, they will originate from there. And so what we're even doing with the depots is that we're putting dormitories in, so a bus driver that has to start at 5 a.m. has somewhere to stay the night before, just to ensure that we have
Do we have a timeline for this construction and when it will be over?
So we're doing it now.
Yes.
And the vision is that we'll be done by the 3rd quarter of next year.
Okay.
So we have 4 major quality bus corridors in
So as they're
progress.
done, you start using, or we're going to wait for a final commissioning? How does it work?
Well, the president will not come from
Or we just get going?
Why shouldn't President come?
Come on, block
It
Lagos.
was him that started the...
We can commission from Abuja, just send goodwill message and we are good. We don't need that block.
We can start using
But we can start using
No,
for
we
the
can,
commissioning.
and we will, because I think the vision is that, in fairness, we've started them almost simultaneously,
Right.
so we will have them
Okay.
in operations as they are implemented.
Okay, just 2
With small
questions.
commissioning.
For the wheelchair user, for instance, you know the way the buses never wait for somebody to settle in? I'm wondering, would there be a time when you have a person living with disability using the public bus? Will there be a time within which the person must get on the bus, settle in before the driver moves, so that we're not struggling with
Okay.
them, you know? Then I have another question. I live on the Blue Rail axis, and one of the things I will see is sexual harassment now. Unfortunately, there will be no camera to cover that. So a young lady from the island going towards Mile 2 was being grouped by some group of boys. She raises an alarm, and then they also raise their voice and accuse her of being unruly, you know, and there was no evidence, and she was just, you know, pulled out of the train because she kept fighting. She was the one who was now unruly, accusing the boy, but there was no evidence. They were saying, no. And they are market boys of a certain, you know, so that happens, that's the 2nd time it's been witnessed. I'm wondering, is there a way to resolve such an issue on behalf of a lone voice? You know, so that women don't get scared, they don't get scared of using the Blue Rail.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is a matter that is really close to our heart in LAMATA, because sexual harassment on public transport is a big thing world over. It is not just Lagos.
Nigeria.
The minute you see a cramped space, opportunists will begin to behave badly. And one of the things LAMATA has done is we have something called the She Can tool, which is, it's us thinking, how can we help our commuters, especially the female gender, to be safe on the buses, on the trains. Part of the way that we've looked at this, and it's difficult when it's all cramped up, and this is a challenge all over the world. When it's all cramped up, you can't see who's done what. And a lot of times it is for the passenger to find a way to ensure that they have told somebody. But before that, we that own the infrastructure, we have cameras wherever there's camera on the train, there's camera on the stations. The train stations, we have over 382 cameras all over.
Okay.
So what we seem to think is not visible may be recorded. And the ability to go back and complain will ensure that we go back and look at the information. And we've been able to do a lot of people have been caught doing all sorts of terrible things. So I feel that we must encourage the female passenger to speak up. Go and talk to somebody on the... We have Lagos State Neighborhood Watch. They're there in uniform. They're there plain clothes. And they're on every station. If as a female passenger you feel aggrieved, please speak to somebody, because we will take it up. It is a matter that LAMATA is very, very serious about.
Amazing.
Fantastic. That's good to know.
Very good to
wheelchair
know.
one, please.
I mean, when women are involved in something, I just feel, sorry, just part of what she has just said, you know, it seems well covered. You know, sometimes we're so concerned about infrastructure, we don't think about the people. And I'm happy that, you know, we're able to ask this question and get that response immediately. Thank you very much for that.
So I'd asked earlier about a person with disability getting enough time to settle in
on the buses.
bus move.
Okay, so for the person with disability to get on, especially on wheelchair, the bus driver must bring out a ramp. And what that does is it deliberately slows down the bus so that the person who has a wheelchair will have to wheel himself on the bus. And that bus cannot move until it withdraws that ramp. So that time will be adequate for the wheelchair passenger to get on the bus and settle down.
Okay, we have to wrap up with you, but are there any final comments? Because Nigerians are listening to you and they are anticipating timelines. I think Mariam said it. When we say timelines, that when you're starting, what should we look out for so that people can start planning their routes? Because when we hear Lagos and LAMATA and road closures and detours and diversions, we really we start to cringe. You know,
we have always delivered.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes, they can brag about that.
Yes.
They can brag about that one. They cannot argue.
Public transport for us is the vision for Lagos. The ability to move from place to place without needing your car is when we begin to boast of ourselves being a mega city. And I think that is a vision for Lagos. That's why T is the first letter of your Themes Plus agenda. So for LAMATA, the only job we have is to ensure that public transport in Lagos is continuously improved and improved upon. And so therefore, for the quality bus corridors, it will bring about connectivity. You'll be able to get on a bus quicker. You'll be able to, and we have interchanges, you'll be able to change modes quicker. The vision is to ensure that you can change from bus to rail in less than 5 minutes. And those things make it easy for us all to use public transport.
And I think you should also add that you can do so safely. You know, now I'll be more confident in sending my children off to, you know, with public transport to go off to schools, knowing that there are cameras and places that they can report if anything comes up.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking with engineer Mrs. Abimbola Akiajo, the Managing Director of LAMATA. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, ladies.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, continue to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amakora Kwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
This is not just a round table. This is the Black Table.
This is the Black Table, where real men speak the truth about the world we live in, the games we play, the power we chase, and the women who shape it all. Unfiltered.
There's this entitlement to choice.
Unapologetic.
There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society.
Unafraid.
In my practice, I found that sometimes the woman is saying honey, but you are hearing monkey.
Sports, politics, culture, women, and what it means to be a man in today's world. No scripts, no safe zones, just grown conversations. So pull up a chair if you're built for it. This is the Black Table.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Imagine a country with over 320 plenty languages. Why you go dey only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo when we get a common language wey dey unite everybody from oga to even madam sef and every person wey dey for street. That na why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station wey dey unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Wetin Dey with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere so bumper.
You dey chop for this side.
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Oh.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
You've got me your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
Come to a holla.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go here.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road.
Thanks for staying with us. So more facts, sanctions, and reactions are still emerging from the disturbing incident that unfolded on the Ibom air flight from Uyo to Lagos on Sunday. As many of you know, a female passenger, Comfort Emerson, allegedly assaulted a flight attendant, sparking widespread outrage. The altercation escalated, with the passenger being forcibly removed from the plane. Videos of the incident went viral, showing passengers' violent outbursts. The passenger has since been charged to court and remanded in Kirikiri prison. The incident has further raised concerns about the airline security protocols and aviation security in general. The aviation community is calling for stricter measures to prevent such incidents, while many Nigerians are also questioning why previous violators like Senator Oshomole and King Gwasiu Ayinde Marshal are being treated, are not being treated the same way. And especially because also people are saying that the part of the security officials on the plane haven't also been highlighted. So I think it was a spokesperson for NCA was asking that everybody who was on plane should please send their own reports or come forward with their own testimonies of their own version of what happened, so we can have a robust perspective of what transpired. This is the show where your comments can be heard. So many people are talking about it, but this is the show where you can call in and share your views. So you can call us on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. Please join this conversation because obviously now all Nigerians are judge, jury, investigator, witness, everybody. I mean, I have people calling me yesterday analyzing every piece by piece. Did you see how that man touched her? Did you see how that people put her? Did you see? I'm like, goodness gracious. Everybody's an investigator. And I appreciate it. It just shows that Nigerians are concerned. When we have cases of underdogs being, people who are being mistreated or maltreated, citizens being maltreated by security operatives, Nigerians get really emotional about this. So it's just to give an opportunity for Nigerians to express themselves. But what are your thoughts now that new angles have come out? First, we talked about how she was dragged off the plane, her violent reaction, and then people are coming to say she was actually provoked. Some people are saying that they were sitting next to her, that not even the lady who was saying she slapped me, there was another alleged air hostess who actually started the rancor with her. What are your thoughts with all the reports have come out? What do you make of it in your own view? Nima?
Okay, so me, I'm among the Nigerians that have angles.
I have angles. Okay, you investigated all the angles.
Investigated. So somebody had tweeted yesterday saying he was on the same flight with her and he thinks she was provoked. He gives an account, his own account, that her phone was on flight mode while she watched a movie and that the air hostess insisted switch off and she insisted it's on flight mode. It is either switch off or flight mode. So that was the basis of their argument. But she was struck down at, she was provoked, and then she was stopped from leaving the aircraft. He said they even had to keep pushing her back on her seat so that all of them could get off the aircraft. And so she was the last person on the aircraft, which tallies with the account of that. She was the last one, seeming as if she didn't want to get off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that she was the last one because they kept pushing her back on her seat, which means, of course, they had called to get her arrested. This is a plane that had landed. Mm. So when you compare it with other incidences, you know that there's selective justice in this case because she had landed in Lagos, they landed all safely, and, you know, she was prevented. Maybe they wanted to punish the fact of her not switching off, which is why the air hostesses will do that. But then another angle for me was that she was very well harassed in the altercation. There was no civil treatment, you know, so which leads to her, she might have a good case if she has good lawyers, she should get one. Then publication of a nudity of her upper body without her consent. So whatever happened that the airline had covered on camera should have been kept in evidence since they already had the intention of her being arrested, as opposed to being made public, you know, which we all saw. And now she's the most popular person in Nigeria because of her peak everywhere in the world, which she didn't authorize. So she has great grounds if she goes to get that covered.
Okay.
So Nigerians are also saying that why was she taken to Kirikiri? That one is legal. You know, she got to court. The other person was allowed to perform his next event. But she went to court. When you're taken to court and your plea is taken, the court will then say, this granted bail or not with certain conditions. Usually, if you're able to quickly meet it, it's usually difficult. I have had to leave a client in Kirikiri for the weekend and perfect bail on Monday. Fortunately, the court gave us even a short period. Imagine that the court said the matter will come up again in 2 weeks. We will be struggling to meet the bail conditions, maybe through the registry of the particular court.
We'll come to the legal part. Because
so she had to be remanded, yes, pending when her bail conditions are met. Yes. And if our lawyers are fast, it was enough time before close of court, which is usually 4 p.m. But if not, she will then be remanded till the next working day, which is today.
Okay, what are your own initial thoughts, Mariam?
Yeah, so given, you know, the updates, for me, I maintain that she was unruly, but also those who were meant to be professionals were not professionals. They conducted themselves poorly. They embarrassed her, you know, they escalated the situation. If you had landed and everyone was getting off, when she gets to the, you know, once she gets off the aircraft, they would have been waiting for her to arrest her. They didn't need to create such a situation. And for me, that shows that you were not being, well, the word is being professional. You were not being professional. You were being vindictive for whatever reason. So they asked you to, but, we need to sit with NCA or anyone else, please, that can help us understand why flight mode is not enough. Because I've seen some people just turn it off on flight mode and they say it's okay. So why was it for her insisting that she takes it off flight mode? Although if I was in that plane and I've been told by, you know, the hostess, I would turn it off completely. It's not a big deal for me. It's just what, 45 minutes, 1 hour flight. Do you understand? But that you wanted to arrest her, which is okay if you thought that she had committed something that grievous. Why did you have to make it such a dramatic situation? Why did you think that she did not deserve any form of respect, that you drag her out like that, tear the clothes off her? You know, yesterday we were talking about how she dressed. And I said the jacket she was wearing it in the aircraft. That jacket was taken off her, you know. So the first pictures would look like, oh, she didn't even dress properly. The clothes were torn off her body. So they were definitely unprofessional. Now, how it has gone so far, the only problem is that we're just seeing that for her, the case turned out very differently. Immediately, she was arrested. Immediately, she was remanded. But we have seen a case a few days just before hers, and the person was allowed to have a PR tell us off for daring to even talk about it. Do you understand? And then you have voice notes where we're hearing the owner of the aircraft apologizing, trying to pamper this person. Meanwhile, this lady has just been treated anyhow. And that is the reason why we say some Nigerians behave the way that they behave. If you don't treat everybody fairly, you now find people becoming animals because they know they will not get justice from their country or from the system.
You know, I'll come to you, Tokwe, because there's still a disconnect between switch off your phone and not allowing you to get off the plane. It doesn't, there's something wrong, there's something missing. And that's why I'm hoping that Michael's call for witnesses can help us, because there doesn't make any sense for the fact that I refuse to switch off my phone. Because this phone switch off is just for takeoff. Usually you're allowed to turn it on during the phone, if you want to do something, but then to land again, they say switch it off. But so what happened
like, what
between
did she do?
That switching off phone to the point where she was detained and not allowed to get off the plane? That's that's the missing link I really need some answers to. But Tokwe, what are your thoughts as this new information just come up?
Ego. There's a lot of ego. It's a very, the flight attendant feels like this is my domain. And I have a right to tell you to switch off your phone. And the girl is like, I put it on flight mode, and she's like, based on my authority and the powers that I have, switch it off. So as one person say, you know, go hear word. The other person say, I will show you what they happen to person when you hear word. That was what happened. It was
so that means she didn't do anything wrong.
No, of course there was a lot of verbal interplay, you know, because it's an ego thing. It's a power play. And the girl self did not agree. The Emerson Comfort did not agree. The hostess too did not agree. So in between all of that conversation, of course there might have been wordplay that we are not aware of. But something happened that bruised the ego of the powerful person here. Obviously, the powerful person here is the hostess. Is the flight attendant. She's the powerful person. It's the same thing that happens when you go and meet a police officer. You are driving on the road and the police stop you and you say, oh, this is what happened. And they be like, no, how can you talk to me like that? And then you will spend 2 hours there. We've spent a car that has been in our family for 5 years. We have spent 3 hours with custom, and the custom walked away on a journey. We're going to Benin, and he left us and walked away. And we're like, see document. He said, I'm coming. When I come back, I'll answer you. Just because he felt we did not respect him enough. And he left, came back and saw the document and released us. But we spent hours waiting. We were trying to get his attention. I said, when I have time, I'll come and answer you. Go to the car. Go to the car. It's power. Go to the car and sit in the car. I said, can I not? He said, no, see, I'm not going to talk to you until you go and sit down.
And you don't know
now we go sit down for inside car. So we see power play. We see it is not about obeying the law. For me, that's the way they brought the marshals to take her out and fight, and she was she was unruly. Yes, she fought what was happening, but what happened wasn't about this is the law. It's about I am powerful. And you did not respect my power, and I will show you what we do to people like you who don't respect my power. Especially a few days after Kwam 1, this Kwam 2 situation, and the speed with which justice seems to have been meted out, she seems to have been quelled. You know, when you want to oppress somebody and you're like, I will deal with you. Kiri, take. This one, naked, everything like I would oppress you. That's why there's this power play. Everybody that has little power in Nigeria wants to show off their power, because if you don't, your life is nothing. You will sleep in the prison like a criminal just because you are unfortunate not to have somebody you can call or powerful people that can help you out. And we don't want that. We don't want to preach that message here. If you are unruly, you should be punished for your unruliness, but not victimized, not oppressed,
and not provoked,
not dragged, not embarrassed, not treated the way this person was treated. Yes, she was unruly, punish unruly behavior, but do not oppress people to the point where this person will become powerful tomorrow. Yes. And the person will show any other person. This will never happen to me again. My children will not go through this again. You know, the kind of things we do that make people start
defensive,
getting extremely defensive and saying that it happened to my father, it happened to me, it will not happen ever again. Can we just be kind to one another? Like, all of us are buying pepper and tomato the same expensive price. We are paying for band A. Like, life is happening to all of us. Don't now suppress or oppress or victimize someone that is already. Not that the girl is perfect, though, because the girl self show her own Christ. It's not like the girl is a perfect
person. It is just a whole bunch of people.
But we're talking about how it should be managed. Exactly. And then one person is getting punished.
But so now the punishment part. Some will say, "Oh, Kwamwon wasn't violent." Wait, I'm telling you the school. We're having a conversation. Some people are saying that, "Oh, Kwamwon did not slap anybody. He didn't kick anybody." And somebody is saying, "Oh, what he did can be seen as a terrorist act. That's why he should have been put in jail."
Yes.
Others are saying that the reason why they put her, they arrested her was because she was actually violent. But the question is, could they have treated her different? Could they have treated Kwamwon differently than they did to him?
Yes. So the two airlines are separate, and the way they handled it, of course, differently. She doesn't know Ibom CEO. Kwamwon was, most likely acting because he was friends with the owner of ValueJet. He put the owner of ValueJet on the call. He says, "I will report you to your Oga." There are two different instances. But what he did, he should have been docked faster than she was.
Thank you.
Because he owed the plane. It's just that he know the owner.
Plane no move. They suspend.
Plane go like this. He follow him. He all plane no. But that's
powerful.
That's your side.
And then he threw whatever.
So he also assaulted
the captain.
He assaulted captain. But the video did not go viral. It went of the pouring. Is the holy. She was charged for assault, most likely, but she was arrested at the scene of the crime. The moment they landed, they attempted to arrest her. Details of the incident is only the court that will finally get it. All this one we are joining, we are just joining. But she was arrested for a particular crime at the scene. As she landed, you will see resisting arrest and all of that. So all of those, they could form.
But what right they have to arrest
was disputing water not be water, so we didn't see the pouring. We only see him holding plane, which is a matter enough for an offense.
But there are a lot of eyewitnesses that said there was a pouring.
Yeah, we did see pouring.
Based on eyewitness
but we saw slapping. We saw the.
Michael, did you see slapping? We didn't see slapping either. We saw somebody saying, "You just slapped me."
I will share you the video. But
which
I like
Kwamwon zone or
I just went on.
Kwamtu, don't be mixing them.
No, Kwamtu, we saw slapping. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So I went to the
slapping. I only heard
Twitter page
slapped me.
The minister, because it's minister that settled the first one. I like how he settled that of Kwamwon. They said that 6 months and 1 year and life ban.
So let's talk about that.
6 months and life ban. It's a quick things. But maybe we will say that. Maybe they feel that the initial 6 months they gave Kwamwon was not sufficient. They felt that way, that it only encouraged, because it's a continuous behavior from another person. And so they wanted to make it more deterrent. But this particular, he wrote on his Twitter page on this, he says the CP in charge of the airport, the Commissioner of Police of the Airport Police Command, was invited along with the DG of the NCA, his team, the MD of FAN and her team, the CEO of Ibom Air and his team. All of those people, he sat with them, and that apart from the indefinite flight ban imposed on the said really, this is just taking it off paragraph, so I'm not reading everything. By the NCA, the police has also promptly arraigned her in court and at the Ikeja Magistrates Court, and she was remanded in custody at the Kirikiri prisons because she couldn't provide her shorties on time, which I had explained earlier. Meeting it can be a lot of things. But he also said that the scuffle that happened between the unruly passenger and the ground personnel before she was eventually subdued this was because of our uncooperative attitude whilst we support the filming of our recalcitrant behavior as evidence to prosecute her. What is deplorable, which he rejected now, is to release such evidence containing indecent exposure to the public to ridicule her. This is totally unacceptable to us. We will not fold our arms and tolerate the debasing of womanhood. I have therefore directed that whoever released that part of the video containing the indecent exposure amongst the staff should be singled out and adequately sanctioned, because this person don't profit. Blogs are profited from it. So
let me go on a very short break, because I mean we're now getting close, because I'm told now that Kwamwon's suspension has been extended to indefinite. So maybe they are reconsidering some of these sanctions, but Nigerians are asking for stricter sanctions on both of them. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Your View will be right back.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
This is not just the round table. This is the black table.
This is the Black Table, where real men speak the truth about the world we live in, the games we play, the power we chase, and the women who shake it off. Unfiltered.
There's this entitlement to choice.
Unapologetic.
There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society.
Unafraid.
In my practice, I found that sometimes the woman is saying honey, but you are hearing monkey.
Sports, politics, culture, women, and what it means to be a man in today's world. No scripts, no safe zones, just grown conversations. So pull up a chair if you're built for it. This is the Black Table.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go dey only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo, where we get a common language wey dey unite everybody from oga to even madam sef and every person wey dey for street. That na why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station wey dey unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Wetin Dey with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere.
So Bobo.
Gen Z, you dey chop for this side.
This na Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Aww.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you wetin dey sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
You've got me your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
Come to Wahala.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go here.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Good morning, Marina.
thanks for staying with us. We're going to open our phone lines for Nigerians to call in 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. Send us messages also on X and YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. Let's talk about the learning curve. What are we learning from this entire experience? Quam 1, Oshomole, Quam 2, and I was seeing videos of Quam 3, Quam 4, in fact, the international Quamish behaviors too, because it's not just Nigeria. There are lots of globally where people are in different countries where people are being bundled out of the plane, people are being unruly, air hostesses being disruptive even within the flights. I know from my own personal experience, I know there was, I can't remember what happened, which airline it was, but something happened at the point of the count, where I was at the counter with the person, and there was a bit of an altercation, because normally I don't really know how to abuse people. But she was just irritated by me for whatever reason. I think, okay, I remember now I was doing the election period. So she just had this thing of, people just see you and they just don't like you for obvious reasons. So she saw me, she said, oh, you TVC, Abi? Okay. She now looked at me, she eyed me very, very well. So I already knew that this girl, so she was already, my suitcase, throwing it around, everything. I didn't say anything. She now put me at the toilet. Next, that seat that is next to the toilet. And I was very upset. And because she came, she came to inspect the plane, and she was happy just to be sure that she's where I put her. And I just looking at her, I was just like, unfortunately, I don't know how to, I cannot quarrel. But I knew what she was doing. But I wasn't now imagine if I was the kind of person that was this girl. I would have probably been very, very, found a way to maybe lash at her, insult her.
And that's what they're waiting for.
Yes, they're waiting for me to trigger me. But I wasn't triggered. But so it depends on who we are. So the point is that what's our learning curve as Nigerians in any situation we find ourselves, either from the part of being the passenger being treated badly, either from the part of the air hostess being treated badly by the passenger. How should we behave? And even the officials, also the NCC, the institution itself, what kind of system should be in place for crisis management? How do we ensure people are able to de-escalate, as Topa said yesterday, situation? Because people would always have bad behavior.
Thank God the Minister for Aviation himself in the tweet said that the NCA and all these airlines need to do better training and retraining of their staff. So they know, because all of these complaints Nigerians are making cannot just be baseless. But Amaka says something regularly. She says, no, man, know thyself. If you're of short temperament, you must have learned over time how to manage it. I am of short temperament, and I feel very embarrassed anytime there's an episode of somebody being able to provoke me. I feel that person has had so much power over me. Yesterday, I went somewhere for a service I'm paying for. I was delayed for more than 3 hours, and I'm going to pay. And I felt so tired. I left. I was called back. Oh, now it's time. Oh, sorry, you just left as we're about to sit to you. I came back and I spent another 1 hour. I knew that there was no possibility in this world that I'll be calm when I finally see that person who's going to give me that service. The only reason I hissed and walked away was because if that person was before me, if I hear her, there's no way. There's no good behavior. There's no self-control. I must give it to that person. And I told myself, I said, I don't want to be trendy for giving it to anybody. I'll go see you next time. I called them. When I left, I said, cancel the service. I do not need it, and I will not pay for it. Simple and short, because that's the best civil way to handle it. I cannot be in that. So you know yourself. If anybody is on this kind of, you know when somebody is provoking. See, we get this treatment all the time when we go to public places. When we're in universities, those non-academic staff, they will give you this thing.
I want these documents.
In fact, if you go and show them, you just might never get it.
Yes.
Especially during clearance.
The beginning of the end.
So you imagine you taking and say, yes, ma, yes, ma. You come into marriage. You take it from your in-laws. They will come and, yes, ma, yes, ma. So you people play power play all the time. And we always learn. So you cannot now choose when and when not to. You just know yourself and tell yourself.
But Nima, if this was an international flight, would Nigerians behave like this? I always notice that we're very respectful when it comes to international flights.
We fight on international flights.
Not international people, I'm talking about Nigerians.
I'm saying Nigerians on international flights. Yes, they are fighting.
I see them. No, fighting each other, not air hostess. No. They're always respectful.
But the air hostesses are not in the same way Nigeria. Can you compare the Nigerian air hostess, the international air hostess? Is different.
Those ones are constantly trying to make sure that you're calm. That you're comfortable. They speak to you in a low tone. You know our Nigerian tone, even if their voice is not high, there's a way that they will speak to you. And you know what it reminds me? When we were much younger, everybody wanted to be an air hostess, there was a way that they were trained and they carried themselves. You knew that this caliber of people had to be very, very well brought up, well trained, professionals, the way they look, the way they carry themselves. Now
they don't dress anymore.
Now, even when they are giving the instructions, you can see the attitude on their faces. You know, there's that training that they used to have. I feel that they don't do it anymore, and I will not be surprised because Nigeria will do these things where an institution will feel we are wasting money on the right sort of people. Let's get anybody just because they are cheaper, and that in itself is what is causing this. Because why would you find yourself in that sort of situation and you don't know how to de-escalate? I was watching a video where was this Wendy Williams show and someone you have a call?
Yes, they pause for a second. Ayo from Bagada, thanks for calling. You're live. Ayo, we lost the call. Go ahead, Wendy Williams.
Yes, so this young man was talking about his neighbors who, when they are intimate, is quite loud and affects his sleep. And what should he do about it? You know, and she said to him, write them a note, get them a plant, and tell them what you're going through. And she says, be careful not to go there feeling you have every right and yelling at them. And for me, it clicked, is that even if you're in the right, there's a way that you can communicate, knowing that the end goal is to resolve the issue, not to show yourself that you are right. So these people that we're seeing now, not just the air hostesses, even us, the passengers, the idea is not about solving the problem. It's about showing each other, you know, who we are. And that is why we have this problem. But as an institution, you asked, internationally, I feel that when somebody feels that they have been aggrieved, there's a place that they can go. There's someone that they can talk to. There are complaints that they can write. And no matter how long it takes, they will get justice. But in Nigeria, that's it. You know, and that is why we have animals today. So the institutions need to take note. If you don't want Nigerians misbehaving, I'm not saying that they are without fault, but if you don't want people to keep misbehaving the way that we are doing right now, you need to put in place a system where everybody gets fair treatment. Simple. If one person is going to be arrested for this behavior, then everyone has to be arrested for that behavior. If one person is going to get a pass for that behavior, then everyone else that behaves in that way must get a pass. Nobody should be given better treatment than the other just because of who they know or, you know, who they are in society. Everybody's a human being. Everybody's a Nigerian.
Okay, let me take Peter from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I actually wanted to appreciate you ladies for what you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my concern, like you have actually mentioned, we are in a family farm in Nigeria. Now, I also know that there's this saying, you know, axiom, that the customer is always right or the king.
Not in LA.
Now, we have not actually had the true story, what happened, what transpired. Now, this girl has been banned, moved to jail, and a similar thing happened just a week or thereabout. Why are we selective in our decisions? Because, fine, the girl must have been rude, yes, unruly, but does that actually now call for that the hostesses and all that should look at how she was carried? A woman, more than 6 men. One was carrying the hand, the leg, the head, and then what concerns tearing of her clothes?
Yeah, why would you tear?
It's wrong. It's wrong. And Nigerians have to. In fact, I saw when Uma was talking about if she has good lawyers. If I am a lawyer, I will die for this case. And I want this activist to come out and fight for her.
Yeah. You know, thank you very much for Peter for reminding us, because he said something that the customer is always right. In certain situations, yes, customers can falter. But as a company, knowing that it is the money this girl paid for her ticket, that is paying my salary, the fact that you paid that ticket, that seat is your salary. The moment you have that at the front burner of your mind, no matter what she does, it makes you pipe low. Because you understand that we can't escalate it. Because, in fact, Ibom Air doesn't even look good.
Yes.
Like their customer
and actually
is being arrested and taken to prison. So if I am Ibom Air
right now, young girls are saying, I would never fly Ibom Air because I see how you treat people.
Exactly.
So you got to compare her demanding service because she knows she paid for it. So now, demanding courtesy because she knows she deserves it. So I'm not holding a brief for her unruly behavior. I'm just saying what could have prompted the provocation. If you talk down at some people, knowing that I could have been anywhere else but here. I also paid to be here. You know, I voluntarily. You're here to serve me. You cannot talk down at me. This is not your school hostel, and you're not my senior mother, school mother. You know, some of these air hostesses, I've said it. There's a talk down at but with accent. You know, you just put it in proper language. Do you mind? But you've just been rude to me. You've just discriminated against somebody. I have to pause you for a second because I'm told that we'll be cutting off to join a live broadcast of the National Manpower Summit happening at the State House Banquet Hall in Abuja. Viewers can scan the QR code on the screen to continue to watching us online. Okay, so you have just spoken down at me. I explained the other day about the flight I took. It was the same value jet. And somebody was, how do you have 3 hand luggages? So they now put the person's hand luggages on the flight. I moved my own to detail, and the auntie was just saying it nicely. You know, each seat, each space for your hand luggage. Yeah. So I was waiting for my bag to... I did not even have hand luggage. It was my handbag I was putting inside because I was traveling light. It was just one bag and one bag. I wanted to put it there, and they were moving it. So you'll be wondering, and you'll be saying, do you mind? No, you just discriminated. Why does this person have to sit with his 3 bags above the seat? You know, some of this attitude, and then if I had gone further to demand it and we had escalated it, would I be in the wrong for demanding that, you know, the right thing was done? It might be that this girl, because of that she paid, because she thinks she deserves it, had demanded it. Also, it's possible that she gets a good judgment in false imprisonment. Because every other person was allowed to disembark, and an air hostess cannot arrest her. She's not an authority to arrest her. And you were holding her back from disembarking when the airport is wide enough. That is what let me jump in here.
I wanted to talk about the fact that she herself was already, the passenger was already abused, and that is not being spoken about enough of. So when the statement from Ibom Air is like, oh, this person behaved unruly, but there was no acknowledgement of what our own staff did, but there was something done. There were video analysis showed that both parties had wig on, and they removed. Maybe she removed the wig. You removed her wig back. Somebody removed the passenger's wig. So it means that the girl was also assaulted. Like, it wasn't a case of you assaulted me and I was just like, I'm not going to react. I'm waiting for authority to come and take control. No, there was 2 fighting, and then the body of the airline took sides with their staff against the passenger. So for me, there are many layers to the situation that we should learn from. You asked, what are we learning from this? What we're learning is that there is a huge gap in learning and training for our airline. Let me pause you for a second. I'll come back to you. Anthony, thanks for calling. You're live. Anthony, go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, please. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Please, I've been listening to this program, and from what I have been listening to you people say, and from the video you people just screened at the beginning of this program, though I can't say exactly what transpired inside the plane before they drag her down, but the attitude she displayed, even while the security operative were trying to calm her down, shows the real person who she is.
Really?
And then, because I remember when you enter a flight, the air hostess will not come to you directly to talk to you. They use their microphone to announce, please, everybody should switch off your phone, which everybody must comply. And by the fact that they've said that, maybe possibly she refused doing that, and then it warrant the air hostess to approach her personally and then talk to her, which led to whatever happens inside, and they now drag her out. Please let us try to be sincere to ourselves, irrespective of the power we are talking about in Nigeria today. who has power has everything. No. But in this case, she should have at least calm down off her phone for 45 minutes. That will not stop her from making use of her phone after she comes down.
Thank you so much.
Would anybody love to be arrested? Like, does anybody find it easy when you feel like you are about to be unfairly or unjustly arrested? Like somebody about to detain you? I've never found myself in that situation, but I don't see myself willingly just saying, oh yeah, carry me. And you walk in there easily. Like, if you feel like you're about to be bundled, it's like kidnapping. When somebody wants to kidnap you, what do? Unconsciously, your entire, it's not even a rational decision. Your survival instinct will kick in. You just find yourself fighting like, don't take me. Sometimes what we're looking at somebody's reaction and saying, oh, was she have been rude earlier in the day? We don't see, that must have, maybe that has happened. But what we saw, and when we compare that with Kwamon's video, even when people said he was inebriated because he was drinking, they were still very courteous towards him.
Yes.
If they had applied that level of courtesy towards this lady, maybe we would not see this reaction. You see, they say you talk to the king in a person or you talk to the grace in a person. And the average Nigerian has grace in them. They just, moral and everything will just help them continue. So when you appeal to the grace in them and the grace comes and you now say, oh, the person is acting crazy. But what you did was appeal. The same, they were talking to him with courtesy, with kind. Even when he was behaving, they did not carry him. They could have bundled him. There were 6 men around Kwamon when he was around the plane. And he was obstructing plane movements. They were using hand to guide him. They didn't carry him. It was unfair the way they carried that. And we should just
okay, let me take
no other way to say it now.
Tony has been holding for it. Good morning, Tony. Thanks for calling your line.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thanks for the topic you are discussing about here. You see, my own point is about how we decide on our judgment when there is no proper evidence. These similar cases you are discussing about now happens, let me say, when Senator Oshiomhole spoke out about what happened, Kwamon's issue and this my woman's issue. There are people that are present there in that witness that will not come on air to give their own contribution so that the both parties will be giving fair judgment. But we always come to the air and talk against the victim alone. Like, castigating Kwamon, castigating Senator Oshiomhole. Oshiomhole mentioned it there during his own issue, that have issue with the airpiece. He mentioned it and he said there was the woman that was present. The woman did not come out to contribute their own point so that they will be able to judge the host party. They will vindicate Senator Oshiomhole or either airpiece.
They are witnesses.
In this issue now, there are people in the flight that witness what happened in the plane. They were supposed to have come out now to either fight for the girl or to fight for the flight operator. This is unfair because we always come and judge based on assumptions.
Thank you very much today. Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
And all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made,
and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration.
Thanks for staying with us. There's an angle I like to touch on because it's always easy to point fingers. When you're talking about the treatment between how Kwamwon was treated and this young lady. And we always forget that in different, like this is a Nigerian thing sort of, where we all have these privileges, either because you're rich, or you're on a personality, you're a celebrity. Oh, I know Mariam Lunge, because of that you enter the bank. Oh, Mariam, don't stand at the back, come forward, because they have that privilege. And somebody can now go on and say, how can Mariam be talking to the front? I've been staying here. And the reason why that person felt that Mariam should come forward is because they felt, okay, I know her on television, I know who she is, and I think maybe let me just assist her. So this thing, we see it, but now it's easy to point fingers at, Kwamwon was treated professional, we had professional treatment, but many of us as Nigerians, in different layers, either with your social status, you drive, the school you went to, the friends you have, somehow you expect when you enter a place, can't you see me? Don't you know who I am? We act like the law should treat us differently, or the law should somewhat recognize us and and be more lenient in certain areas. So let us not just blame somebody for treating Kwamwon this way. We need to also inspect ourselves as Nigerians and how we are as a people. How do we treat others? Are we as fair as we demand? Are we in all our various layers of work? Are we respectful to everybody, from the driver to the help, to the cleaner, to the MD, do we treat everybody fairly? Because it's always easy to compare when in crisis like this.
So the thing about fairness, I get your point, and I agree, but the part is okay. So I agree where all of us get some sort of preferential treatment, one thing or the other. When I was coming back this weekend, Epice was saying, for those that were going to board, immediate older people, women who are pregnant and with children, and then military personnel were first given the right. And for me, I was happy to see that. In my mind, I said, hey, we have started having sense, I was happy to see that sort of preferential treatment was given them, and I thought that they deserved it. Good. So some people are deserving of it. I like that word. Now, the part I think I may disagree is, because we acknowledge you for, what you contribute, does not mean that when you now do bad, then we should give you a leeway. So yes, if Kwamwon is giving some preferential treatment because of who he is and he's doing the right thing, I have no problem. But if he's doing something wrong, I don't expect that you should still extend that preferential treatment. So for me, that's how I see it. Okay. I can get fairness for, I'm a good citizen, I'm saying hello. And if someone says, why are you giving this person? I'm willing to say, don't be angry. Please go ahead,
I like that. Let me take this call. Yakub, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Don't mind my first question. Morayo, I can see a double standard here. Because the same thing that, if not worse, that K1 did, the lady in question did as well. And then they give them different judgments to my own opinion. And then, let's even say that last caller rightly said, the people around these people, when these things happen, where are they? Are they a ghost? So none of them find this deep fit to come out, to come and tell us that, yes, I was there. This is what really happened. Because to my own personal opinion, I believe this woman cannot just start doing behaving the way she did. And then, Morayo, another thing is, look at the way a woman was carried by a man. So the lady in question is supposed to go and get a lawyer, a very sad one indeed, and then you should follow it up. How could you not say that you banned her for life? And then the woman was abused. Good morning. God bless you guys.
Thank you very much.
The banning for life. The banning for life is a whole lot. Local and international travel. Like, as in, I was wondering, you know, we talk about metrics. It shouldn't be based on how anybody just feels per time. What was the metric that was used to judge Kwamon zone and then used to judge our own before people now, there was outcry and then they now adjusted Kwamon zone to indefinite while our own was for live local and international flight. Like, let it be standards. This is what our standard, this is our standard consequence for actions like this. Regardless of who is involved, this is what your punishment would be. And it's not like a case of, okay, today we can do this because we feel like tomorrow we can do this. And the swiftness of which that response came out, especially when we're comparing with another case, and it is happening so close to each other, there's no way you will not compare. So we are not, it's not wrong for us to compare, but it is lesson learned. What should we do? How do we strengthen the system to protect passengers? I don't want to go into the plane and feel like I'm being oppressed by attendants. I don't want to go into the plane and feel like the pilot, if I disagree with something and I'm politely disagreeing, the pilot can come and walk me off the plane and ban me and I will get no recourse. Like those are the things we should discuss. This entire incident has opened up a large that we should deal with so that we strengthen the system. This is a good scenario because once we highlight the situation, we learn from it, it never happens again. Not that we just sweep it under.
Let me read this message that was sent from Ms. Nana from West Africa Association of Customer Service Professionals. She said that Nigeria, to be honest, have a poor service culture and attitude generally. In Ghana here, our values of any engagement starts with pacho, which means please. The general attitude is pervasive. Customers, service providers, citizens are all on the same character mode. She says, I was in Nigeria last year and most of the common words on the streets are cursing and swearing. It's a foundational issue in your society.
Ouch.
And so, you know, and she also said that that's why they set up the Nigeria Customer Service Index. And they said, ironically, Ibom Air has won the Best Airline Customer Service past 2 editions. I guess now they will. I think we should take it away. Anyway, so that's somebody, a foreigner, who says, this is what I notice about your society. And I agree with her, which is, and what does that mean? It means that we need to start doing the work. It is not just one person or a situation that's caused it. There's a way that we handle issues generally in Nigeria. We need to change it.
I think that's a good way to end the show. But I think in a nutshell, we await the investigation and see how this goes. But the truth is that we don't like the double standard we're saying. You know, people should be treated, Nigerians should be treated equally and fairly across board. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.